everyone. How you doing out there? Welcome to another night of Friday night on the Homestead. Tonight's going to be a little bit different. I don't have a slideshow. Oh, Gil doesn't have a slideshow. No, well, because the topic, is, beware of scammers, utility shut off. And this has been ticking up and getting more and more prevalent as we get into wintertime. And so we're going to be talking about that. But before we get into that, I'm going to go ahead and I see some more people popping here. So I'm going to do a roll call here. First one in was Dave, Southern Ohio Prepping. Then Keith Cronk, Howie at Food Forest Permaculture. CR, that's Creative Redundancy. Aiden Air, Bama Backwoodsman. And they're chit-chatting. New ones coming in. Bob 942's here. Bug Out Basics, Christy Betts, and everybody's talking back and forth. Kathy, North Star Prepsteaders in the house. Bruce Backwoods Law is there in the side chat. Bruce, I did send you the link if you want to use it. I got, I don't know if I said Christy Betts, I also got Mary Beth Smith. And Purple T-Bear is here. Gunslinger Outdoors is in the house. And Kaylin Strain is here. P2E, that's Prepping to Endure is in the house. All right. We just had an interesting time. For those of you who weren't over there, we had an interesting time over on Backwoods Law, just talking about different things. No particular topic in particular. One of the things, though, that about this topic here, Uncle Al and I are going to be struggling to keep our language under control about these blankety blank south end of northbound mules that are taking advantage of shut-ins and senior citizens and those that just aren't paying attention with
and the disabled too.
And the disabled.
That gets me. You calling a quadriplegic blind kid your insurance have ran out on your automobile? Please press 1 to talk to a supervisor. What?
Yeah, and these guys are out there, and right now the big scam going now into wintertime is going to be the electric and gas bill. There are these scammers. Oh, Cecilia just came in. Hey, Cecilia at Raven Cat Homestead. These scammers, which are the low of the low, well, not quite as low as the professional politicians, but just about. Call people up or email them and stuff saying, your bill is late. It has not been paid. The last 2 months, whatever. You owe this plus late charges, penalty fees, blah, 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 blah. They start adding all these things on there to about triple the cost of what the bill was supposed to be. You need to contact us immediately, or we will be turning off your power within 24 hours or 48 hours. 1 or 2 days. They give them a we're going to be turning it off. Contact us now to avoid this. And Carol's in the house now. Fishes and Lowe's Live. And this just kind of really, I can't say a word, off, but
froze,
yeah.
Got so many froze.
Yeah. These, wait, goodbye blue skies in the house.
Hi, goodbye.
And these guys have been around for decades,
Yeah.
These different scammers and stuff.
Right. They switch from boiler rooms to independents. Basically, it's some guy in his mom's basement with one of these, and he has a list that he dials constantly.
Or he has a computer with the auto dialer on the computer, and he sends out the emails, and then he starts dialing the ones that he has email for as well. And sometimes they are really rude. They tried doing that to my mom before she passed away. And the problem is at the time she was living with us, so she didn't have an electric bill. She goes, well, I better let you talk to the landlord since I don't have an electric bill. She handed it over to me. And when she said that, I knew what it was. So I just answered it. Hello, Special Agent Jackson, Homeland Security. How can I help you? Hello? Hello? Yeah, I mean, he about broke his phone hanging up.
Right. In the old days, they used to use boiler rooms. Pakistan still used this. And you can hear in the background when they speak Pashtun. It's a type of Pakistani language. Guys, we need some more food over here and coffee. We have to sell to these suckers in America.
Yeah. Yeah, and like Dave says, nowadays, they're spoofing their phone number to make it look not only like it's in your area, but to match your prefix as well. And so these guys, I mean, they'll get it, and they say, "Well, we will send an agent over to pick up the check, or to pick up a money order. It can't be a personal check because you're late and you missed things. It needs to be a postal money order or a bank money order, and we'll pick it up tomorrow at noon or whatever." So the person's panicking trying to get to the bank, get a money order, clear out their savings, and it just ticks me off.
Do not give them any of bank information over the phone, because what they'll do, we take a Visa card or your debit card. That's fine with us. 40 minutes later, you don't have a bank account anymore. They just drained it and left you enough to keep so it doesn't go flat, because if it goes flat, the bank notices like, what the hell's going on? Cancel that transaction. Because my friend, who's disabled and a little stupid, not his full function, but he's stupid. He gave him his debit card number. I'm like, what the hell did you do that for? I got to pay my electric bill. They're going to shut off my lights. Your mom owns the building. Why should she shut off her lights on her son? Oh, I didn't know that. It's real refreshing, folks. I have to deal with this every day with my group.
Yeah. And what's even worse, I mean, worse sometimes is they'll actually get in the electric or gas company's uniform, and they'll steal uniforms and stuff from dry cleaners or whatever, and then they'll go around and they will down the neighborhood knocking on the door. Okay, and they get the reverse directory account thing from the electric company somehow, hacking them or whatever, and they'll come up and they'll say, Mr. So-and-so, account number, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, you're 2 months behind in your electric bill. I'm here to either collect the money or disconnect the meter. And it's like the person's got to come, right then, boom, money, boom. They get the money and they skip over to another street then.
Yeah.
And
also, make sure it's the right company, because a lot of my friends tell me, well, PG&E come up to my house and they did the same thing that Gil just mentioned. And I'm asking, okay, what's they supposed to be back? So I call my friend on the police force. We're waiting. His car's hidden away in the garage. And a plain sedan came up, and the PG&E guy with clipboard and everything, fake ID, had come up and walked up to the door. And I said, wait 1 second, I'll get her. And they come up, they explain what was going on. I said, you just wait a second, I'll open the garage door and we could check the meter together. Opened up and they looked inside and they said, oh hell. And I told him, do not move. You have 2 police officers behind him. And he turns around and there's 2 cops with handcuffs looking at him, because our area is Southern Cal, Southern Edison. So why are you in a Northern California PG&E outfit doing over here? Because anything under Fresno, they don't service the homes here. Yep. It's all Southern Edison. Yeah. People don't understand that, because PG&E do maintenance work, but they wear a different uniform for underneath Fresno. And that's line work. What you see in that background, that kind of line. They're not house to house. That's Southern Cal. So if they show up to your house and you live like Bakersfield, further down all the little valley towns, it has to be Southern Edison. It's not PG&E.
Yeah. What was interesting though, before I retired, we actually had someone call the Federal Coordination Center, and we answered the phone, and
There you go.
And that's exactly what it is. It's one of those guys. So I just hang up on him. Yeah, from 707 area code. So yeah, I just had a scammer just try to call me, folks.
Not a stunt, real life.
Yeah. And so they called, and they evidently they had their thing going on where they didn't catch us our first answer because we answered really quick. Hello, Homeland Security Coordination Center. How may I help you? And then you hear this click, click, click. Hello, and you go, hello, Homeland Security Coordination Center. How can I help you? Yeah, your PG&E bill is over. It's like, did you even listen to how I answered the phone? Hang on a second. Nodded one of the guys, and they start doing a back trace on it. And I thought, you're not even listening, are you? What's the account number? That's not the account number for Homeland Security. And that about the third time he goes, Homeland Security. Yes, you've reached the U.S. Department of Homeland Security. And guess what? We just got the trace for your location. Yeah. So, got the local sheriff's department or police department, whichever one that happens to be before they're at, and send them after them. But unfortunately, normal people can't do it. And if you have any relatives or friends or neighbors that are elderly, these buttheads, trying to keep it family friendly, seem to try to target people over the age of 60. And so they, that's their bread and butter. That's who they like to pick on because they go in there, they rip them off, and then usually they're too afraid or too ashamed to admit that they just got ripped off.
Right. Because some joker tried that with my mom, and I was really pissed. So I backtrack, which I could, and I call that number and says, "Hi," and they're freaked out. Oh wait, we just called you. Yes, you did. See, my mom has dementia, so I don't trust her phone calls. So I have my phone tied into hers. So if I see some weird number comes up, it flashes red on my phone. You could do that if you have an elderly person in your house. So it's like a party line. So any of her phones comes in, I could see it in red if I don't recognize the number because I have all her friends listed on the phone.
Yeah. All right. So the Kraken just joined us, Suburban Hillbilly.
Yep.
And I'm not sure if anybody else slipped in here.
I think it was Bama Backwoodsman, I think.
He was in there from the beginning.
Oh, okay. Sorry about that, Bama. Like I said, I still have another week before I see everything. Still have blind.
All right.
And be careful. It's getting close to the holidays. They will sell you stuff that you don't need. Like if you plug in this little outlet right here, it'll heat the whole house. And it's a heater about this big, cube size.
Yeah.
It doesn't heat your whole house. It's a personal space heater.
Yeah.
You stick underneath the desk and it warms your feet, and you're supposed to turn it off. You don't let it run because it's made out of plastic. And Gil and I, we did it with Dave. What happens to those heaters when they overheat?
They melt down. The cord melts down, or they just start smoking.
And then what happens to your house?
Then it catches on fire.
Duh.
Heirloom Permaculture just came in. How you doing?
Hi, Heirloom.
So, there are a lot of scams, and as about the time, I'd probably say about The middle of November, it'll start ramping up for the sales ones, the sales scammers and stuff for all the neat stuff, because they started getting people trying to buy stuff before Black Friday and say, hey, this is our pre-Black Friday sale. You know, get this ionic foot thing. And turns out the company, what it is, all they're doing is that it just produces rust water, because you add salt to it, and it's not a stainless steel coil thing on it. It's just a tool steel. And so it produces a lot of rust. Oh, look at all the toxins we're pulling out of your body. No, it's rust water.
Yeah, it's a con.
Yeah, there's a couple of the there's a couple channels that are part of research companies on YouTube, and they have a team, and they go out after these things. Does this really work? And they have chemists, electrical engineers, all these other guys on there, and they take these products and tear them apart. So if someone says this is a great new product, get the name of the product and do a YouTube search on it and see how many people have already reviewed it, and whether it's gotten a thumbs up or whether it's this is a scam.
Right. Remember the early hoverboards where everybody was trying to scam everybody with those?
Mm-hmm.
And some of the crappy made ones explode. The good ones don't explode. The bad ones do.
Yeah.
They don't have the circuit board when you recharge it.
Yeah.
Oh, and be careful, folks, when you hear somebody trying to door-to-door or phone call you. Hi, we're in the neighborhood, and we're trying to sell you solar power. And I'm looking at them. Didn't you notice what's in the neighborhood? Oh, you all have solar on your roof. Duh. What kind of con artist comes to a neighborhood where everybody has a solar panel on their roof?
Yeah. I'm just reading some of the comments here. Okay.
Right.
Come on, it's not working. There it goes. Boom. Okay, and just some of the comments here, guys. If you're not keeping up on the comments, but
Hi, Will.
The only one that does text me, believe it or not, is AT&T on our phone plan. When either one of my sons, or my brother-in-law's, because my wife has I don't know how she finagled this plan out of AT&T, but she has something like 15 phones on it for less than $20 a month per phone.
Oh, that's easy. She did the corporation plan. You're probably
no. This is for starting out as a home and family one, and they kept adding more lines to it because she threatened to pull the plug on them. And so what happens is, let's see if I got any of those left in here. I can show it to you here. AT&T, or did I delete them all? I think I deleted them all.
Hi, CB. CB just joined us. And P2E had a question on.
Let's see.
I can't make it out. It's RT Funky Breakers? Deakers?
Where, what?
It's P2E right above JIT preparedness.
Oh, are you referring to the ARC? Hang on, let me scroll back up here on it. The ARC. Oh, the ARC fault breakers. Or they're called the ground fault circuit interrupters, or ground fault interrupter circuits, depending on what part of the country you're from. So one of the things here is that the type of text I will get from AT, if I get to work here right, about come on, line it up. And this was about our it's not focused. It's not going to focus on it, but basically it was talking about the AT&T free message. AT&T is shutting down our 3G network February 2022. As a result, your phones, and let's do the phone numbers, and they were screwed up because this phone here is a 4G phone. They were listing it as being a 3G phone. But that was them screwing up. It's like, no, this is a 4G phone. And, but hey, Will's in the house, JIT preparedness info. But we get, it's like you've used 75% of your high-speed wireless data on there, and then it's like you've used 90%, and then and what's so funny is on the 12th is when ours refreshes. We got the morning of the 12th. You have used all of it. You'll be your data flow will be slowed until the 12th. It's like, wait a minute, it is the 12th. But it was actually PG&E, AT&T doing sending it. So
right, I think P2E means not that. It's not the right question.
Oh yeah, this one here, yeah. I will
can't
sell
make
you a wind and solar clothes dryer for $299. That turns out to be a clothesline.
Right. Go back up to PG.
P2E.
Right. Above Carol.
Remember,
Remember, folks, I'm half blind. I'm not over my surgery.
If it says that your house will not burn down, you have a installed in your house panel. Skylink circuit. Skylink. All right. Okay. So Kraken's saying that arc fault are DC breakers. Yeah, not AC. Okay. All right. Yeah. So there's a lot of scumbags out there that are taking advantage of people. So, like Carol said, or was it Carol or Kathy? Kathy, important. Know your account, companies, and where you stand with payments. And we have on our setup there are 3 days during the month that, one thing comes on, several of them go on with this date, these others come on this date, and these others come on this date. And it's the way we had ours set up. So we don't get nailed all at once of all the bills being due. And we've been doing online bill pay for I don't know how long, because my wife's an accountant. She likes it. It's easier for her. Anyway, the one thing is that whenever we could get a call or whatever, it's like, nope, checking again. First thing my wife says, oh, no, hang on a second. Nope. Bank says it was paid and you guys collected. Bye. Yeah, because she knows it's a scam. And people are like, oh, but. And it's, she hangs up on them. All right. Okay, we got a little contention going on there about the different type of breakers and stuff. So don't get all upset about it, guys.
Right.
Yeah.
We're having a friendly discussion here.
Yeah.
And it's not the subject. We're talking about con artists today. All right, scammers.
Yeah. So one of the things that all you do is you make sure when your stuff's due, and one of the things we do, say something's due on the 20th. So usually I get emails back from the Fibercom. As soon as it clears, they email me saying your bill has been paid. My Chase Bank emailed me your bill has been paid. So several will email me saying the bill has been paid. So when someone calls up and says your credit card is past due, I go, no, so I got the email right here saying it's been paid. Oh, well, we're talking about a different card. That's the only card I have. Oh, we sure you have this card? No, you don't. You're a lying sack of shit. Oop. Sorry, got to keep it family friendly.
Yep.
Okay.
They're still on the art fault.
Yeah, they're still on our art break things here.
Right. Folks, we're talking about con artists, and it's colder season. They're coming to try to rip you off on electricity or gas or whatever they're trying to do, they always hit the elderly and disabled. So you have to be very cautious. If you have an elderly people that's living with you, you have to be careful because they'll target them fairly easy. Anybody over 60 that has dementia, that's their favorite target.
Okay. All right. So let's see here. Yeah, another good point. Never call the number they provide.
Because most electrical companies and gas companies has a service, whatchamacallit,
Call center.
email or a phone number that you can call.
Yeah.
Okay, and they'll prove it.
All right. Okay, so I think we've pretty much beat this down here. And what I'm going to do is, hang on here.
And also, it's this time of year, it's the fall, so you have a lot of people coming door to door. We could trim your trees or we could fix your house, but I don't have a license. You need a license in the state of California. Remember those jokers, Gil?
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, you need a Department of Consumer Affairs license, and not just a license, but they have licenses that are specified for certain things.
Right. If they're trying to do home improvement or do something to your sidewalk, or we could tar your driveway with this special tar and it makes it waterproof.
Yeah, until it rains.
Yeah, and it washes off.
Yeah. But not only that, the Department of Consumer Affairs in California requires all contractors to have insurance as well. And if they can't give you an insurance number, they're lying about their state license number. But you can look up both on the Department of Consumer Affairs website. So if someone gives you a business card and it has the insurance number on, and that you can say, well, I need to check with my husband or my wife when she gets home, whatever. And you go and get on the computer, and generally you'll find out that they've stolen other people's license number and just put it on their forms and their business cards and stuff. And you look it up and see, this contract, this here is not for ABC Landscaping. This is for Peter Kiewit and Sons Construction, and the insurance is for Mountain Cascade, not ABC Landscaping. And then so you can call and say, hey, these guys are going around the neighborhood giving out these information, and they'll send people out looking for those guys. And
because it cuts in their legitimate business. These guys steal thousands and thousands of dollars from legitimate contractors, and they're really hot about it. In our area, they have guys come out here with 2x4s, and we're going to have a little talk before you eat.
Well, no, the Department of Consumer Affairs will send out the California Highway Patrol and a couple of their agents to patrol the area, the neighborhoods, looking for these guys. And they when they find them, and if anything's wrong on any of the numbers, they arrest them on the spot. We'll figure it out in the while you're in the lockup.
Right, because they could do something dangerous to your house because they don't have any idea what they're doing. They could put holes into your roofs. They could screw up your electrical. They could screw up your gas, or worse, like my friend, screw up his garage, and they had to tear down their garage because they caused structure damage to the structure itself. So you don't want to do that, folks.
Yeah. So, and especially after major disaster stuff like floods, hurricanes, and wildfires and stuff, you get these fake contractors out there that don't have a license number trying to do stuff. And they actually caught some fake insurance agents out there that said, okay, you have to pay your deductible first.
Okay. Suburban Hillbilly had a good point. If your contractor doesn't pay your subcontractor, they could put a lien on your house.
That's the subcontractor can put a lien against your house.
So make sure your contractor is above board and legal and insurance approved.
Yeah. All right. Okay, so I think we'll kind of wrap this up, and we're just going to go to open chat here. I'm going to open it up, put the link in here for anybody, for any of the anybody who wants to come up here that are the usual suspects. And yeah. Oh, what's interesting though, if someone puts a lien against your property, you immediately get a lawyer immediately and put a lien against the prime contractor for 10 times the amount that the sub is putting onto your property. And that you can file initially for 10 times the amount, and it can be increased later on. Mary Beth, that's a good point. Yes, always Better Business Bureau and contractors. Now, the problem is, I found out with some contractors, is they will spoof the name of a legitimate company and spell something a little bit different.
Yeah.
Have an I instead of an E, an O instead of an A, or something like that in the name. And so it's a different company, but you think they're purporting themselves to be, Peter Kiewit and Sons, and that well on their paperwork it's spelled Sons is spelled with a U instead of an O.
Right. Well, we know we always do a background check on contractors. Keelan brings up a good point. Some of the disreputable ones will change their names. They'll take a magnetic sign and put a different name. No, we're not Juan Jose. We're McDonald's Restoration Service.
Yeah.
But you're the same guy I had arrested last week. No, my name is McDonald's. I'm like, okay.
Yeah, Kaden points out they'll also use like a 1 instead of an L or an I, and they use a 0 instead of an O. Yeah. All right.
Right. Now, folks, if you have any questions, what's going on this week, you have to be really careful because there's several things coming up. We have possible hurricane or tropical storm or cyclone. Sam heading to the East Coast. I can't figure it out yet, but I'll get here. And then we had some, I forget, was it other than La Palma, they had something going on? Was it earthquakes or volcanoes?
I checked the USGS on La Palma. It's not showing any quakes today.
Okay.
There might have been an increase in lava flow, though. I didn't go to the volcano center. But
earthquakes. Somebody had a bad one recently within a day.
All right, hang on. Let me bring it up on the other computer here because I got that one all filled out today. Aleutians had one today for 6.2.
Right.
2 days ago was off the coast of Nicaragua, was a 6.5. And the day before that, 6.4 off the coast of Chile. So hey, Terry Christ.
Hey, Terry. So, folks, you have to be careful. We're having a lot of earth changes, so we don't know what's coming up next. So be on guard. All right.
Yeah, so Teresa's up here is a subtropic storm.
And it's swinging by everybody.
Yeah. And so it's listed as a tropical storm. Sam is listed as a hurricane. And okay, so it's still down here off the South America coast, but we're gonna have to see where that one goes and how it tracks. So that's when it's already a hurricane out there. It could build up as it comes in closer.
Right. My friends and me were arguing. I say class 1. They say class 4. I go with 1. So, or we went to Hurricane Cat 2. That's even worse.
Yeah. And Julie Evans is now in the house.
Hi, Julie.
Yeah. So, those that are down there in the Gulf Coast states and stuff with the hurricanes, the day after the hurricane clears the area, the scam artists will be out.
Right.
Yeah. The other thing you can do is check for your own personal states. Find out which agency runs contractors, whether it's a Department of Consumer Affairs, whether it's some other department, whatever they call it. Check, find out ahead of time, and you can get a list. They at least most of them should have it. I know California does, where you can download a PDF of scam companies that they found out. And so if someone comes up you trying to use that name, it's like, that's a scam person.
Yep. Like I said, folks, be very careful this time of year because of scammers, con artists, people out of the woodwork. Right now, a lot of prepping channels are trying to sell you, if you eat this special kind of food out of this bucket for $19.99, you will survive it next 30 days. Yeah, we did a whole live stream on those guys. Yeah. And the other one was, if you buy the special flashlight this month, you will get a knife. And you see the knife cuts. What's the knife supposed to do? Tell time?
Yeah. So here's the cloud formation of it. And what Taylor was talking about there, the atmospheric river over the East Coast is heading up. And if you really want to find out more about the polar vortex and the atmospheric river, go to Suspicious Observers with Ben Davidson, and he covers that good every morning at about 4:30, 5 o'clock Mountain Time is when he releases his videos. And you can check on that.
Right. For those folks, this is important, who everybody gave me a dislike on my check your bank accounts and your bank and make sure it's still there on you guys, because 5 banks in 4 different regions just closed down.
Yeah.
Okay. And those accounts right now are frozen. You cannot get your money out.
Oh, Kathy, Dave beat you.
Yeah, no problem. But like I said, folks, all right, I've been telling people we're going through phase 3 right now, and people are looking, huh? What's phase 3? How long have I been saying phase 3, Gil?
You've been talking about phase 3 and phase 4, lining it out about 9 months ago.
Right. What was phase 3? Starvation and economic warfare. And I'm not told everybody, it's not the U.S., but the whole world. And everybody thought old Uncle Al was tired old kook. They're all wrong. So when I tell you they're going to have a bank closure, this is serious, folks. If your savings and checking's tied up in the bank, guess what happens to your money?
Yeah.
Gil?
You can't get it for quite a while.
Yeah. Until the FCC says, okay, here you go. And you find out, like in 2008, what do you mean only get 1/3? Well, the rest is interest, and we're keeping that, and you get whatever you put in. So I'd be really mad if they did that stunt again.
Yeah.
Remember SunTrust?
Yeah. There's and what they do, they some of the banks do on that scam, and it's a scam from these smaller banks. They make all depositors shareholders.
Yep.
And that way they don't have to pay you. That way your savings is considered as buying stock in the bank. So if a bank goes under, you don't get all your money back.
True.
Yeah.
So just be careful. Mary Beth Smith, that's not a good idea. If you have an active account that's always empty, they could use that against you. And you should ask Gil's wife. She knows what I'm talking about.
Yeah, you want to keep something in there, not a lot. You want to keep at least the minimum amount for if your bank offers the free checking. there's Carol.
Yep. Hey,
I'm
Carol.
just fixing my sound. There we
You
go.
want to keep the minimum amount in there for that, but you want to keep at home several thousand. They don't want me to reveal the secret. They're freezing me. You want to keep several $1,000s at least in small denominations, $10 or less. You want to keep a couple $100s in coinage, and then you can have some other larger, bills, the 20s, 50s, and 100s. Because if you got to buy something that is, $380, you don't want to use all your small stuff. You want to be able to whip out 3 $100 bills and pay as much of the big bills, and then go down to the small bills. But if you're going out to buy food and stuff at one of these pop-up foods, things in a disaster, or people are selling stuff like calling it a farmer's market or whatever, you want to whip out $100 bill. You got change for this? It's like, nope. You want this here? I'll take that. There you go.
Yeah.
Right.
So,
Now, folks, Julie just put up, if somebody has the resources and a valid passport, where should I go safely? Sweden? No, I would not go to Sweden. They have internal problems. Best choices: Iceland, Latvia, Estonia, and Lithuania. They speak English, but Estonia is Estonia. You have to speak Russian or Estonia. They're kind of a little backwards, but you can live there comfortably for $800 a month. The only problem with these countries is they have a lot of women, and the man shortage is really bad. It's like for every 10 women, there's one guy.
Yeah. And you can't take your preps with you,
No.
pretty much, unless you ship them somehow,
Yeah, shipping to Estonia.
right?
Yeah.
Big bucks.
Right, and try
That's the
to
only
get
thing about moving is like all that your
Right.
prepping will go like paying
Yeah,
for it
it's,
more than once.
it's not, like I was rereading what Julie said. Someone has the resources.
right.
Actually, I wouldn't go to a foreign country really. Because they will fall faster than America will.
Yeah,
Right.
Especially the socialist countries. We're seeing that already. They were burning churches and
Yeah.
they weren't stopping at the ones that were offenders up in a certain area above us. And they're socialists. So the ones that are socialists are going to fall to communism faster, or whatever
Right.
this new Nazi communism weirdness is that they've created.
We have to watch it on that one. But
I'm sorry, Gil, you're on your main channel. I'm sorry.
Right. It's we always say NWO.
NWO. Yep, that's
Yeah,
what
that's
it is. Really. They just keep renaming it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not that we call it the NWO. Look at George Soros. He's ahead of it.
Or NWG.
Yeah.
But like
New
I said,
World Goofballs.
Right. But
Or
this is what I always,
NWGH, New World Going to Hell.
yeah, that's true. This is what I tell people on bank accounts. You want one account for
Hang on, let me make you
year.
big, Al. Let me make you big. There, they can read it.
Okay, you have one account, and this is a home account for 1 year emergency funds. Okay, that's paper, metal, gold, silver, titanium, copper, whatever your choice. You want an investment savings account and a government approved insured big bank. You want a Roth IRA retirement account, a cost of living savings account. This is different from the standard passbook. Okay, it's every 6 years you have to check on it. You have a cost of living savings account, and then your daily use checkings account. That's from an old hand of doing economic warfare. And a lot of people, but Uncle Al, that's tough. I can't do that. Wait, you spent so much money on a plasma TV and all those stupid games in front of you. Don't tell me that's hard. I know what's hard is when you have to play Uno for the rest of your life.
All right. Bitcoins, electronic coin stuff.
Yeah, because they're going to recreate it. They're going to do their own.
If and when the government tries to make everyone go to electronic currency like China did, they will immediately outlaw Bitcoins and all the rest of all the other ones and stuff. So everything you have tied up with it, gone.
Right. And understand, China just disemboweled Bitcoin and the Bit Yuan. Okay. They froze those accounts. So all the people are outside the banks, mad as hell. Yeah, remember what I told you. They're going to suffer the first nuclear strike. And it's not going to be us. It's going to be their own people, because between the flooding, the bank crisis from Evergreen Investments, that's China. I keep up with Chinese news. They are mad as hell. It's like the police have soldiers to protect the police, because everybody's like, I still have a hatchet. I still have a meat cleaver. I still have a frying pan.
Yeah, Kathy's saying it. They use it for laundering. They do, Kathy. You're right.
Oh, Bitcoin's big time for South America and
governments.
Governments like El Salvador. Yes, we can send our cocaine money through El Salvador. They take Bitcoin.
A certain artist was probably paid in a lot of Bitcoin.
Right, because you know what he's doing.
Yeah.
There's two channels that cover, actually three, that cover economic stuff a lot better than that's where I get most of my information. The other one is the Economic Ninja,
right?
The Underground,
right?
And then Anthony at Palmetto Prepared puts out some really good explanational videos on it. And so I love some of the comments. That's not right. And he goes, check the history book. Here's the link. Yeah. But
right. There are people. Go ahead, Gil.
Because some people listen to what the history's been changed and how stuff works, and they go, "Oh no, that wasn't true. They never did that." Yeah, they did. Like the gold seizure.
Right.
Nowadays don't believe that there was gold seizures in the U.S.
Or when he holds up I tell this on my economic warfare channel. When he holds up to Zimbabwe, what was it, $100 million and 2 million, 100 billion.
Oh, no, one was $100 million. The other one was $1 trillion.
Right, and these are real bills from Zimbabwe. Crazy. So how much does a Big Mac meal cost in Zimbabwe? $1 trillion. That's why That's why they're using U.S. currency and English money.
Yeah.
Hey, Gardner Josh.
Hi, Gardner
Josh. Yeah, I'm fortunate. I have neighbors that are actually from Haiti, and they told me they're starting an Airbnb down there. And I was like, well, just in case, we need to leave. She's like, oh, no problem. You will be our VIPs. Of course, I'll get there, and it's probably not a place I want to be.
No. Yeah. It's a lot worse.
At that time. Yeah.
Hey, yeah. Okay. Got a question here.
Going. What?
All right. Here's the question. We have a government shutdown coming.
Could be. It's hard to say.
Let me go over to my other
threatening about it. I've heard
my other stuff.
That's next year for the government shutdown. This year is the long dark winter. I keep telling this people what's going on right now. Starvation and economic warfare. If you have economic warfare, the government's still in business.
Well, and divisions.
Okay. I'm going to put
divisions.
this up here.
Right.
Dividing against the dividing.
All right. I don't want that on there. So I get the My Federal Retirement newsletter, and there's legislation has been reintroduced to prevent government shutdown. So, a certain party is going to be either for this or against it, because now that they have a person sitting in the big chair. But so there are things out there. So if you guys want to go look for the, actually, what I'll do is I will. It keeps on popping. I'm already getting the stuff, guys. You don't need to put it in there.
I just know from personal experience when we had the crash here in real estate, it took me a while to get our money out that we had made off our house. Like we moved exactly at that time to get our equity, thankfully. And we got some of it still because the houses where we lived were going right back to what we paid for them.
Right.
And it took a while for them to let me have that money. It took a long wait.
Carol, that was 2008, 2009, 2010.
Yeah, took a long wait to get that money out.
And remember who was in charge of the housing industry at the time, and he was the vice president back then. And that's why always Obama says, you know, F word mess things up.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I won't say the name or the word because we're not doing jocularity.
Yeah. Yeah. But they Carol, put him alongside of Obama in that time too, to
to watch him.
To watch him and give him really bad advice.
Right.
Obviously.
This is the hot topic button item here.
Yeah.
As far as the
if you can melt it and make
precious
it into
metals or jewels or whatever, I look at it this way. If I do not have 7-year supply of food, water, clothing, medicines, all that stuff, I'm not putting anything into precious metals. I'm putting it into those things first. Once I have my 7 years of food, water, medicines, and all that stuff, then I'll start investing in certain precious metals. Silver being the better of the two between silver and gold, because gold is what they'll, if they do try to do a grab again, they're going to grab gold, not silver.
Right. First.
Yeah. They're not going to grab platinum because that's not out there that much, but it's still worth a lot. With diamonds and other jewels and stuff, that gets a little bit more subjective for whether or not you can get money back out of it for what you have.
You have to be careful on diamonds. Diamonds in the old days were trash jewelry. The whole Beards thing was trying to improve that. Before, nobody wanted diamonds. It was either pearls, emeralds, or rubies. Those were the top three. If you got the best pearls, the best rubies, and best emeralds, that was worth money. But when somebody says, I got a bag full of diamonds, and everybody looks at him, your son's out and he's playing with diamonds again, put them away. You know, that was considered in the old days, before the turn of the century, diamonds were trash. And if you have uncut diamonds, they thought, okay, Zeke right there should be, playing with dolls and stuff. And then when Beards took over in South Africa and instituted apartheid, guess what happens? If you get a wedding ring with a diamond on it, the price of diamonds overnight went from 25 cents to boom, it's $200. This was the early part of the 20th century.
Yeah. Bears did that. I remember hearing that story about that.
Right. The when Anthony did the explanation of the explanation video on this gold seizure, any gold that was in the form of rings, bracelets, jewelry, that type of stuff. Oh, we got him here. All right, hey, guys, let's hit them.
Oh, they're here? Shoot, I'm over on something else.
Hide.
You got them.
Okay.
Good job, North Star.
Yeah.
Oh, the heck?
Back again.
Yeah, hide them from the channel if you can.
Yeah, hide them.
I got them under pornography.
Yeah. Al's reporting them.
You report them, Al, and everybody else has to hide them.
Yeah.
I think we got him.
I wasn't on the right. I was in my StreamYard. I couldn't.
Yeah, he's Chinese.
Okay, Kathy, I'll let you nail them all.
I know the Chinese face on that. I saw that too, or it was a Japanese.
No, it was Adolf Hitler in the Chinese mode.
Yeah.
No. I meant look at the page, Uncle Al.
Yeah, that's
up at the top.
Yeah, I know. That's Japanese kanji, but
Yeah.
Way he has it phonetically pronounced, it's Chinese.
Okay. Yeah, probably where they're coming from.
Yeah.
Yeah. Must have been the lag, Kathy, because when I said I was clicking the hide button.
Yeah, it gives you a second, and then
Yeah.
it'll tell you unhide or hide.
Yeah.
Yeah,
All right.
because when they use Hitler as whatchamacallit,
Yeah.
as a title page, you know something's wrong with it, folks.
Yeah. All right, he's hidden now, that one, the Hitler.
Yeah.
Of course, that's why I'm over looking for an article.
Like I said, folks, you have to understand, scams like these just popped up even on YouTube and live streams. They'll try to dissuade it. They'll lie to your teeth. They're trying to legitify it. You know, right now the worst scam is BlackRock, and Carol knows who I'm talking about. They're a fake Chinese company that's buying real estate under assumed names, and her area of Florida is hitting bad by the BlackRock Corporation. They'll use other people's smaller real estate office to get backed by BlackRock, but BlackRock's the one that's buying the property. Nobody reads the fine print. Okay, because they're buying the property and like, I got this wonderful deal. They paid me in 2021
Carol has something
money.
she wants me to share here.
Yeah, because you had mentioned the 7 years of you better.
Yeah.
This was recent. And if any of you are familiar with the story of Joseph in Egypt and the Pharaoh's dream of the 7 years of lean, eating the 7 years of plenty and the 7 years of famine that was to come, that he helped all of Egypt prepare for and saved his nation too of Israel. This occurred recently on 2 calves. They were both born, and the owners found each other because one was mentioned, and they attributed it to football. I think there was only a few pastors that were like, that's not about football. That's a reoccurrence of something we've seen before in history, and we probably should pay attention to it.
Yeah.
I can't remember the original date, but I believe it is September of next year ends the years of plenty.
Yeah.
So
that's why we call it the dark winter next year.
Yeah.
Because this year is the long winter, starvation, and economic warfare. Next year is the dark winter, which ends the plenty. And you're like, oh, hell. What happened to the East Coast? Well, you can always flip the light switch as a lucky charm.
Like, I mean, to take it back to the metals, Uncle Al, like Gil was saying, if you don't have 7 years of food set aside for your family, or at least, 3, at least 1, don't go buying gold and metals. Buy food.
Yeah, buy food right now, food and water if you can. Me, I could get gold. I offered my mind to anybody to go up there and get gold. And it's right now, it's under a forest fire, a big one. So you get cooked. And also they have the world's largest rattlesnake population. So every step you take or you pee off the side of the road, well, nobody's going to suck out the poison. Well, I can't say that joke, but
yeah. All right.
Carol knows what I'm talking about.
One of the things to consider. All right. So is the rule of 3. The first rule of 3, you really can't stockpile air. And that is, 3 minutes without air, you die for the average person. The second rule is 3 days without water, you die. And 3 weeks without food, you die. The second and third rule, you can do something about. You can start stockpiling those, and you can stockpile filters and stuff if you don't have the room to stockpile water, but you have a water source nearby, and you want to get an expensive filtration system, a really expensive one, like reverse osmosis, and chemical treating one, then you can, but you got to remember how you're going to power it. So you have water and food. Once you have 7 years, you got, as you're working towards 7 years, you need to start working on 7 years of stuff for clothing, shoes, socks, underwears, work pants. And I've mentioned this on my on Gray Man Prepping's your prep for today about the work pants. You want to have heavy duty work pants, good old fashioned Levi jeans, not these polyester doctors, casual Friday pants.
No.
Yeah.
Or you get Carhartts.
Yeah, Carhartts,
or
Dickies.
Whatchamacallit, the trading company we deal with, Duluth
Trading, yeah, with the fire hose cotton pants.
Oh, those are great, folks. Really tough.
Yeah, so you want some good quality clothes that's going to last for a while.
Right.
And then, actually, I'm not sure if it came out yet.
Right,
Give me 1 second here.
Night, folks. True, but you could shoot goal at people. But like I said, folks, the big thing on water sources, know your water source, because me and Homestead were arguing on the life straw stuff. I keep telling people it does not filter out the toxins, because I live in the desert and we already have. How many people died out here, Gil?
Too many. Okay, guys, back on the 19th of I talked on your prep for today was sewing supplies.
Ooh, cheeseburger.
So, you need to, because basically if everything does go and nobody's making cloth anymore, you're going to have to learn to take old clothes and make new clothes out of old clothes.
Right. Yeah. It's going to be a fashionable Mad Max.
Mm-hmm.
But like Gil
60s
said,
skirts will come back.
That's great.
Girls would make with the jeans.
Yeah, but whatchamacallit, after watching Gil's sewing preps, right away I ordered my heavy duty upholstery needles, because those are the first ones that go.
Ooh, okay.
And order it should be here on Monday, because they had a delay.
For jeans, you mean, Uncle Al, for like
no
sewing?
Sewing supplies. But
no, but I mean the upholstery needles. What are you using them for? Upholstery or for like heavy stuff
clothes,
like jean material?
You ever try to sew canvas 8 ounce?
Not 8 ounce, but I've sewn jeans, and they're not that easy if they're you're trying to make
heavier than jeans. So you try to push a needle through it, and like, gee, this needle's really poorly made. It just bent. That's how tough 8 ounce.
The answer to your question, they do make for the Berkeys the ceramic one inside, and then the black one's down below. So it goes through the ceramic and then the black one into the lower one.
Right. The black ones are carbon. The ceramics are the regular filters. You have to wash them every 2 weeks, folks, because they do get clogged up depending.
You clean off the outside of it.
Yeah. Me too, Howie. I love Howie's name because that was my father's name.
Oh, that's
nice. I'm always like, Howie.
The other thing also, once you got your food, water, you're getting clothing and stuff, medications.
Mm-hmm.
You want to get your medications and stuff. And I'm going to throw this up over here because, guys, this is probably going to be one of the best books you need to get now for afterwards. And let me get it up here.
Oh, Mary Beth, I would love that. Mary Beth's talking about the old pedal machines. They're getting more expensive again because people know that other people are willing to buy them now for a shift.
Mm-hmm. Have you seen the prices on eBay, Carol?
Mm-hmm.
Gave me a heart attack a couple of years ago. Was like, I can't get rid of this for $500.
Sorry, I thought I closed.
No, that's okay. I didn't switch it back. That's okay. All right, guys. Yeah, this is this is $30 for this book, but this book lets you know which animal antibiotics are actually human grade, but they just as it's coming out, they just have the thing. All right, we're going to put these in the ones labeled for fish, or we're going to put these in the ones labeled for cows.
Yeah.
So Dr. Joe Alton and his wife Amy have gone, she's a nurse, and they've gone through and they list out in here which ones you can use, which ones you can't use, which ones to steer clear of. And they are actually now on their website, doomandbloom.net. They actually are reselling some of the antibiotics. Now, the powdered antibiotics had like a 10-year shelf life on them. 20 years later, guess what? They're just as good. They're not deteriorating. And these are ones that are being tested by that the military stocks and they've been being tested, and that's what's finding out now. Liquid ones, totally different story. Joe talks about this in his when he was on both my live stream and Dave's live stream back in early 2020, and was talking about this. So so medications is something else you want to get. You want to make sure you have medications and stuff that will last long. When you go to the big box stores like Sam's or Costco, don't grab it off the front. Reach in the back, because when they restock at night, all the older stuff gets brought forward, all the new stuff goes behind. Yes, and they were on. As Kathy was saying, yes, they were on earlier this month on Dave's Southern Ohio. Froze. They were talking about the medical book, which Kathy's put the link to it in there. Their new updated 4th edition medical book for all those people that don't have medical training but need to know what to do.
Act with Law was saying, if you have a root cellar, it's a great place to store some of your meds, your extra meds, to keep them. Yeah. Don't store them in your bathroom if you have a humid bathroom.
And if your root cellar have a humidity thing down there, so you can test the humidity on it. Mm-hmm. If you need to, you can pick up fairly inexpensive some dehumidifiers. You just got to go down and empty the water out. Yeah, help keep it dry.
Right.
Yeah, folks, we use those. Go ahead.
Go ahead, Carol. You were.
I was going to say we use those for the bathroom. Like a lot of the people who come down for only, our snowbirds.
Right.
We'll use a lot of those that you can buy just at the drugstore.
Right.
The dry something.
Right. It's a crystal.
And it
absorbs up all
crystal.
The water, and then when it liquefies, you throw it away because it drains the moisture out of the air. I know what Carol's talking about. And here's a tip, folks. If you don't have a cargo container like Gil right here, you can always rent out. Gil has how many cargo containers you have?
I've got 2. I'm thinking about getting a 3rd one to actually turn into a wood shop.
Good luck. They're almost gone.
Not around here. No, they're not shipping them back. They're just, because nobody wants to haul them back because the ports are saying, no, we don't have room for the empties.
Right. We're taking all of Los Angeles' empties because we're filling them up because we don't have room in our warehouses. When you see 6 frozen cows stacked to the ceiling in a refrigerated warehouse, it's kind of scary. We're earthquake country, and if you don't want a frozen cow to fall on you while you're working in the warehouse, he was found dead in his car, crushed by 6 frozen cows. Okay, that was bad. Whatchamacallit? I have a climate control storage unit, so I put all my long-term prepping supplies in it because I used to work for the storage company, and I get it for, I think, $70 a month, and it's climate control. It's an 8x10 space, and that's nice for climate controlled storage. So I got my barrels in there, and I have a few water barrels, and I got all my long-term preps in there, so I don't have to worry. I got my working pantry, and I got a few other things stashed here and there. But nobody ever thinks about that. Gee, I could have got a storage unit. Duh.
We have one, but we don't use it for much, only because it's Florida, and people sometimes will break into them.
Right. Or worse, it's the heat and the humidity.
Well, climate controlled. We have climate controlled ones, but but they can go down. You're right. They can go down, and they won't tell you, and the AC could be off for weeks, and if you don't check it.
Right.
Oh, well.
But I used to work for this company, so I got hooked up.
That's them, Damprid. I couldn't think of the name.
Right.
Damprid, and actually, I did a comparison because we had the water damage here when the valve broke in the laundry room here, and we had to pull a bunch of the insulation out from underneath the house. The price here on Amazon It's actually cheaper to get it at Walmart.
Oh, I believe it.
And but it's only like a couple cents.
Oh,
like,
okay.
Yeah, it's like this is $12.99, $12.95 at Walmart.
Oh, that's not a huge difference.
It's not a huge difference.
So if you have Prime, then you're basically, if you are in the midst of a big job like you were, and Walmart is not nearby, it's probably just better to order it to your front door.
Actually, Walmart was we were making trips up there, hitting Walmart for stuff. So yeah, we just got a bunch of one up there. So yeah, I used it.
Cass of North Star Prepsteader. If you're moving the shed, make sure it doesn't overheat or gets cold in the winter, and make sure the stuff you put in there don't freeze or rot in the heat.
Yeah, and thank Al for bringing that up. And there are two great stories on this. One is a family that was trying to get their in-laws and stuff to get prepping too, and they came back with the one line that, sorry folks,
froze.
Yeah, they don't want me to offend. I'm going to offend with this one. It really pisses me the hell off when a non-prepper says, well, I'll just come over and live off your preps. Can you read my hand? Yeah. And so they invited their parents. They invited both their parents over, and the one sibling that was there, invited them over and gave them price spreadsheets. This is how much we're spending on it. This is how much it lasts us. You want to come down here and live on our farm, you need to start storing food down here.
Yeah.
And actually, the pusher on it turned out to be the one sibling, who they thought was going to be the one fighting. And goes, that's wow! I didn't realize it. Yeah, let's get a big garden, one of those big pre-made wooden sheds, insulate and so they insulated it, put a heater unit in there and an air conditioning unit in there to keep it climatically controlled. And they just started packing it. The in-laws just started packing it full of food that they could use. And and you can do the same thing if you can get a cargo container, a good cargo container that is guaranteed waterproof. You just go in there and you just line the inside with the insulation board, and see that way it protects it from the heat and stuff. And then you can put it, wire it in with lights and couple electrical outlets so you can have some small heaters just to keep it from freezing in there, and a small little window AC unit, put it in the back, whatever, cut a hole in it, put it in there and silicone around it and stuff, and you can keep the temperature good on that. And the price difference between a 20-foot long and a 40-foot long, $100.
Right.
Sometimes it's the exact same price, so you might as well get the 40-footer, and you can store a lot of food in there.
Right. Julie Evans put up a point. They have a fence, but that won't stop them. My storage unit, I could walk to it because I used to work for there. They have a cement wall, and they have 4 Dobermans. So if the power does go off, they have a generator for their special customers, and they have 4 hungry Dobermans. So I don't think you want to go over the wall. Going sleep, Carol?
No, I was
I'm reading Taylor's comment here. This is going to be a pun, folks.
Oh my gosh, nobody noticed. Yeah, that's funny.
Okay. So, but before you buy gold, silver, platinum, and stuff, you want to make sure you have all the stuff. I mean, just look at the stuff you eat. Cleaning supplies. I've talked about that too. Make sure you're up on your cleaning supplies. I got what I've done. Today is the 24th, so that is 54. Your prep for today's out there. Talking about different items you be checking out. Laundry material, soaps, bleach, the stain pins, stain sprays, whatever you use, all that stuff. Stock up on it. Heck, if you have a Costco or Sam's Club membership, you can get that big container of the all free and clear. And actually, when the all's on sale, it's cheaper than the store brand stuff, the Kirkland or the Members Mark. you get that, and you get to pick up a couple of those. It doesn't go bad. 10 years from now, the soap will still be soap. And you can stock up on that.
Right. Dave's thinking of selling us preps. Right now, you can make money, Dave. A lot of people are doing that until they realize, gee, I could have bought that cheaper now.
Yeah.
Because I know certain things that I keep telling people. Oh, another thing is stop buying horse warmer. It doesn't work. It's a made-up story. I can't find horse warmers for my horses, and I can't feed them
anymore. It can strip your insides. People are taking it wrong too. Yeah. It can strip your intestines raw.
Right. It's made for horses. My horses have worms because they're work horses, and I can't give them any more, whatchamacallit, walnut husk. That's an old timer's cure with their oats. They don't like it, and their shits. Oh, well, I can't say that. Their horse poo turns black, and the horse don't like it.
Yeah. Yeah.
But it gets rid of the worms, and I don't like to do it on my horses.
Yeah. What was I just looking at over there?
Yeah, Taylor is a. Oh, never mind. What was the other?
Careful.
Yeah. Yeah, there are a lot of little things most people don't think about. Other cleaning supplies, your Comet, your Lysol, other stuff for cleaning around the house, your Pine Sol, or whatever it is you want to use.
Borax.
Borax for laundry and for cleaning floors as well.
Right.
There's a lot of things that you use that most people don't think about stocking up on.
Right.
And
what's that gray bar that we talked one time about? Lava.
There's lava hand soap for men, and then there's the false naphtha laundry bar, which is also good for poison oak, poison sumac, poison ivy.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of things that you use that people don't stock up on. It's like, oh, we're out of this. Time to go get some more. And one of the ones people weren't stocking up on the last two go-arounds was facial tissue.
Yeah.
They got the toilet paper. They got the paper towels. They didn't get Kleenex.
Oh, and people, it's sugar. There's no color in rainbow poop. It's just poop, black poop.
Yeah, it'll strip the
I give you a shovel. You could shovel out my horse barns on the dairy.
Yeah.
Baking soda is a great one. Yeah.
Yeah.
You can shovel all the rainbow poop you want out of that stall.
Yeah. One of the things too that most people don't think about storing, and it was already put it out there on Gray Man Prepping on Your Prep for Today. Alcohol.
Right.
And I'm not talking just rubbing alcohol. I'm talking drinking alcohol and different types. And one of the things I didn't talk about on that was wines. It's not a high thing of alcohol, but you can turn wine into vinegar.
Also, if you know how to do it, like old Uncle Al, you could turn wine into brandy.
Yeah, I have some of the Gojo, or at least a huge tub of it.
Yeah.
It's like the orange one. It was Dave selling his preps. Dave, we went around today, my husband and I, to be honest, about faith versus that. And if that, looking to God first, being like, that you're a Christian and everything. And I still think there's wisdom in setting it aside, just like the story of Joseph. Like, I don't know if that's what it's about and why you're saying it, but I know there's got to be a balance. There has to be a balance.
Yeah, I go with the scriptural timeline of 7 years. I also go with the one scripture of "Thou shalt not tempt the Lord thy God."
Yeah. Yep. Nope.
And
you know something's coming, and preparing for it.
It's like, if you prepare for it, but you don't just go blindly and say, "Oh, I know better, but I'm just going to do this anyways." To me, that's because there are several times where in the scriptures where it says, "Go out and do this, get prepared." Prepare ye the way of the Lord. It's like there's more and other things. There's plenty of times where it says get prepared.
Right.
No, I just didn't know where you were going with that Southern Ohio prepping. I was just saying we were dealing with that just today between the two of us, because I'm more the prepper and he's more of like, I read my Bible every day. You don't do that. And I still know the Word of God, but I'm not a reader. I have dyslexia.
Yeah.
I have to read things
I like
paragraphs.
what Terry said here.
Yeah.
Common sense. Of course, there are a few, like Captain Crazy, like in as the joke goes, when they're handing out brains, he thought they said trains, and he goes, I don't want to train.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, that sounds about right. Well, I have to get going. It's 11:23. I'm supposed to be on at 11:30.
Yep.
So I will see you guys. Not that you need to end, Gil.
Yeah, well, actually, I'm over here, and I need to go take my medication anyways.
I'll be over there, Carol.
Over this cold.
So I'll see you over there.
All right. Sounds
good, folks. Night.
Take care, guys, and we'll see you on Tuesday for, let's see if I pull it up here. Tuesday is going to be, we're going to talk about waterborne diseases on Gray Man Prepping's channel, 10 o'clock Eastern. All right. We'll see you then. Everyone, stay happy.